So everybody sets goals for themselves, whether they're spiritual goals, physical goals of how you want to look, financial goals, family goals. Everybody at some stage in your life, because of the desire that you want to see, you set a goal for yourself. Whether you write it down or whatever the case is, but you get to a point where you find yourself not achieving those goals that you yourself have set for yourself. And you get to sort of a point where you start asking yourself, why? Why am I not achieving this goal? What's the problem with not achieving this goal? And I've learned a very important principle in life, that if you want to achieve a goal, the biggest secret to you doing it is to have tunnel-like focus. And what I mean by tunnel, if you can picture a tunnel, when you go into a tunnel, the only thing you're thinking about is the end. Nobody goes into a tunnel thinking about what to look for inside the tunnel. If you're passing through a tunnel, you're sort of going in this to say, this is a dark place, but I know at the end that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So that's the big secret when it comes to actually achieving your goals, that you actually go in for your goal as though it's a tunnel. So you know your end, it's quite clear what you want to achieve, and you go in knowing that this is what I want to get to, and that's the only way I'm going to stop is if I achieve that goal. And that's important, to actually focus on your goal as though you're in a tunnel. You're actually focused, you're blocking all sorts of distractions, you're blocking negativity, you're blocking anything that tries to stop you from achieving whatever goal that you've set yourself. Literally, tunnel-like focus. And one very important thing is that when you've got your tunnel-like focus, you spend your energy creating what you want to see in your life. So you don't waste your energy on other things. You actually spend that energy, whatever energy you have, you spend it working on what it is that you want to achieve in life. We all know that we all have different times in our lives, or different times in our days even, when we're most energetic. Some of you know, like myself, I'm more energetic in the morning. So the first thing I do in the morning is I spend my energy when I'm most energetic on the goals that I want to achieve. I make sure I use that time on what is it that I want to achieve. I list it down and I focus. I start there when I've got the most energy, knowing that I would have spent my energy on what I'm trying to achieve. I don't wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is watch television, where I know I'm wasting my energy on something that I don't want to actually achieve. I spend my energy doing what I need to do. If I'm reading, I'm reading. If I'm working, I'm working. But I spend my best energy doing what will be most important to me. I think one of the biggest things that people suffer from is distorted focus, where you sort of start focusing your goal and something happens and you sort of get moved away from your goal. And it's important that we need to realize that distractions will always be there. Distractions are a part of life. People will always be saying things about you. Family will always be going on. And distractions will happen. But the important thing is not to allow them to distort your focus. Yes, I'm not saying ignore what's happening around you. Attend to what's happening around you, but don't allow it to distort your focus. Now where you're using your best energy to do things that are not actually important to the goal that you're trying to achieve. One of the things that I've learned that can really change your life is consistent focus on whatever it is you want to achieve. There's so much power in consistency. So much power. It's a principle. One wise man once called it the principle of once and again. That if you keep doing something, if you keep focusing on something, surely you'll be able to achieve it. And it's very, very important that you consistently, every day, if it means it's an everyday type of thing, consistently focus on it to ensure that you achieve it. That you don't give up or have times where you start and you stop, but you continue doing it to ensure that you're actually able to achieve that goal that you're focused on achieving. I, for one, really like to have quiet moments with myself where I literally do what I call affirmations. So I'd literally sit down with myself and affirm that goal that I'm trying to achieve. Continually affirm it to ensure that I'm actually able to achieve it. I like one scripture that says, write the vision and make it plain. So the importance of that is that you've got the vision actually written down. It's actually plain. The scripture actually goes forward to say, and those that pass by may read and may understand and be able to run with it. And what's important is that if your vision is clear to you and you're actually able to affirm it, you're actually able to start visualizing it. You're actually able to start seeing it as you say it. And it's so important to see it as you say it, because the more you see it as you say it, that's when you're actually creating it. That's when you're actually making it simpler for yourself to be able to achieve it. I like this term reaffirm, because it's not like this thing is not something it's not something that's already firm. We agree that it's already there, but what you're doing is you're strengthening it. You're giving it more power by the words that you're speaking. So I do that with my goals. I literally write them down and I reaffirm them to myself, to my brain, to my environment. I reaffirm them. And it's not all the time that you actually feel like reaffirming them. But what's important is that this is a critical thing in getting the results that you want. Reaffirming your goals is very critical to that. I always say that spend every single day, do something that will help you get closer to your goal. Whether it's reaffirming it, whether it's planning it further, whether it's actually working, but do something. Don't allow an entire 24 hours to end where you have not worked on achieving that goal. Because what happens is you get caught up in doing so many other things that you sort of leave your goals to a last minute thing. But start putting them as a first minute thing. Start putting them as something that you actually get to focus on. I always say that it's important when you do your goals or when you try and achieve your goals that you constantly focus on that, because that's the thing that moves you forward. Remember, when you set a goal, you don't just set a goal. And I think I'll do another video where I'll get to explain how to actually set these goals, where we'll actually speak about the most effective way to set goals or the best way to set goals. So look out for that in the future. But what's important is that your goal should help you move forward, and it should help you stay focused on what you're trying to achieve. One of the ways that I literally focus is constantly reciting it. So I'll constantly recite whatever it is that I want to achieve. If I want to achieve maybe great discipline for gym, I'll consistently say, I'm disciplined to train. I'm disciplined to train. I make sure that my mind is there, that I'm constantly reciting it. So it's not far away from me, but it's something that's consciously in my subconscious and in my mind at all times. I think it's so important for anyone at any stage in your life to master the art, because it is something that you work on. It's not something that happens automatically, that you work on and you find mistakes and you realize, okay, this doesn't work, this works. But it's important to sort of learn the habit of becoming a master at it, at mastering this art of focusing on your goal. Because once you've mastered it, it means you can achieve anything. Because every time you've got a goal, you're able to actually achieve it because you've mastered that. So that's the important thing, to actually set your goal before you write it plain, so you yourself are actually able to see it, visualize it, speak it, and you'll be able to achieve it.